and go.
Hello, this is the Chaos Dragon. Just saw something on Yahoo News. I just had to... It's an article on Yahoo News. By the way, if you can't tell, I'm going completely on the fly on this one. I just felt like having to comment about it because, first of all, it involves a movie that I, myself, and my whole family love dearly. And it really goes to show how stupid we're allowing our society to become. So anyways, Yahoo News, this came out, I believe, yesterday, and this is the 23rd of January. The title of the article is Inigo Montoya Shirt Upsets Travelers, Leads to Awkward Flight by author Mike Krumboltz. And he writes, I'm going to read the article here. Careful what you wear on a plane. Wynan Mullins of New Zealand told Stuff magazine that he was asked to remove his t-shirt because other airline passengers found it intimidating. And yes, we suppose if one weren't familiar with The Princess Bride, seeing a shirt that reads, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Complete with accent, of course. It might be a little alarming, especially on board a plane. But in Mullins' defense, who the heck hasn't seen The Princess Bride? For the 2 or 3 of you who haven't, the movie features a character named Inigo Montoya, played by Mandy Patinkin of Homeland. After seeing his father killed by an evil six-fingered man, Montoya vows that when he crosses paths with the Fiend, he will say, well, exactly what was printed on Mullins' t-shirt. And then he gives a spoiler mood on the movie. Okay. Mullins explains to Stuff that a flight attendant had approached him before takeoff, asked him that he put on a different shirt due to some concerned passengers. Mullins told Stuff, quote, "I thought it was a bit silly. The person next to me was laughing because he knew the movie." End quote. The flight attendant apparently told Mullins she would attempt to find him another shirt, but never did, so the t-shirt stayed on. Quote, "I wouldn't be surprised if they had someone watching me the whole time." End quote, Mullins said. The whole experience was a bit over the top, but also a bit comical. And there will be a link to the article in the description. There's a couple comments by readers that were somewhat hilarious, so I'm going to include them. One person put, "They should have called the Brute Squad." Who was this captain? The Dread Pilot Roberts? That was kind of funny. And there's another one. Someone got very creative, keeping in mind Andre the Giant's character's penchant for rhymes. It says, "I think they were all in alarm. What's the harm? Pilot and crew need to get a life. I think they act like Barney Fife." And then, of course, he throws in inconceivable. So, anyways, it's all well and good and funny because it ended up being a wash. But it was unnecessary grief for this guy just because he wore a shirt that says, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." And people were intimidated by this. You gotta wonder why they were intimidated by this. I mean, first of all, do they know the guy? And second of all, have they actually killed anybody, let alone a male, to be the one to have to worry about whether or not they have to prepare to die? I mean, okay, so there's no reason has gone into their thought process at all. And that's the problem. There's no reason going into our thought process of what we allow to govern our social discourse and what we allow to govern what is allowed and not allowed in society. I mean, it's beyond the stupidity of PC. It is to the point of Please don't offend me. Please don't do anything in any way, shape, or form that could be somewhat construed as violent. Because, well, there's violence in all parts of our media. Although you do hear people tell about, cutting that out, which I understand why they do it. Whether or not I agree with it, I understand why. But it's just a shirt. And it was probably had quotes on it. Even if it didn't, it's just a bunch of words, a shirt. Are they thinking he's going to take it off and point it at them? Really? So, I was very upset about this. But unlike the people in the plane who were intimidated by it, I let my reasoning take control of what I thought about it. And I realized that that's exactly what the problem is we're allowing knee-jerk reactions, knee-jerk fears to control what we do in our lives. There's no intelligence taking control. It's like, why should anyone have to worry about taking off a shirt that has a quote from a movie that is a family movie? My kids were watching it when they were young. I mean, so I'll explain it to you in some basics. Where the spine reaches up into the skull and connects with the brain, we have the more primitive portion of the brains, primitive portions of the brain that, among other things, review whatever sensory input we have. And then that part of the brain decides whether or not it's a danger or not. And then if it decides it's not a danger, it just sends it to wherever in the brain it's supposed to handle it. If it decides it is a danger, then you have the enacting of the starting up of the fight or flight portion of our brain system, and that's the gatekeeper of the information. And so, because it says you killed my father, prepare to die, it never got into the language portion of the brain. It understood enough of the language to understand die and killed, but it never got into the rest of the brain, and specifically the prefrontal cortex, which is your judgment, your discernment, your ability to think and review what goes on in your surroundings to properly guide yourself through life. And so these people are basically not thinking like adults. They're thinking like children. Or even worse. I mean, my kids, they see that line and they laugh. They understand it's a quote to a movie. They have no problem with it. And they have been since they saw it when they were much younger. And so many, it's just another example of so many things in our society where we're letting stupid, primitive, non-thinking, and I hate using the word stupid. Let me put it, ignorant is probably better. Uneducated, not thinking, simple fears control what we do and how we act and what we expect others to and how they behave, and it just there is a portion of our society where we used to say live and let live, but now it's, oh no, you scare me because you looked at me, or you scared me because you had a T-shirt on with a quote from a movie. Really? I'd be embarrassed to be one of the people that complained. Just saying. So anyways, the link will be to the article will be in the description, and this is my first video. So hope you like it, and there will be more forthcoming. Have a good day.